Ladies, when you lend over, you bend over. Whatever you lend, the person can do what they want where they have it. Some women are bending over because they keep lending over access to men. Be right back.
Time. 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 You can't press rewind. Time.
What's up, y'all? This piece of the puzzle here. Message Architect in the building, where we break down messages and build up for clarity. This is piece of the puzzle. We get into messages where we break it down so we can have clarity. Meaning anything you experience, whether you taste, touch, hear, feel, whether it's a screen or just an experience, is there to teach you a lesson. In the description are other platforms of social media, and if you want me to break a message down that you saw to give more clarity, send it to me and we could do that. We right now go ahead and read the description, other things that's in there. If you have issues with pornography addiction, the link is in the description to help you see if you got a problem, and it leads you to where you go handle that problem right away, ASAP. All right, so right now we're going to break down a message. We did the men pertaining to hold that nut. Now we're going to continue to talk to the women about if you lend over, you bend over. What does that mean? Follow, subscribe, hit the bell wherever you see me. You want to see these videos again so we can build up critical thinking. In these time and age, everything we see on social media and life, we need clarity. This is a skill that's going to be needed, so as you encounter anyone, people placing the things, content, ads, what is it really saying? See, there's one thing to have what you see, and there's another thing to see the meaning behind it. All right. Now, I'm going to simply make this where I got this message from. Lend over to bend over. Whatever you lend, the person can do what they want where they have it. If you lend your car to someone, hear me out. Can they use the car as they want to? They can go fast as they want to. You put it in their place. You put it in their hands. They have control over it. How they use the stick part. They use automatic, sports control. They can AC, how much gas they could use, how many times you lent that car over, how many times how long you lent that car over, who you lent the car to. Whoever got the car can do whatever they want with the car. If you lend money, when you give somebody something, they can respect the rules you give them, but to the wrong person, you can't get mad if they don't respect your rules, because it determines who you give it over to. When I know you live a disrespectful life, why would I lend my car to you? Why would I lend my clothes to you? Why would I lend my house to you? Even Airbnb got rules. Even when you rent out somebody's place, they got rules. Apartments, all these are lending. And who have access to whatever they're lending or leasing? Y'all seen how people treat things. I wonder, are you doing the same thing? Because when you lend over, you bend over. And ladies and men, you can get something out of this message by applying it through ChatGPT. And you have something you can actually do with this video. You can get a ChatGPT prompt according to the video and evaluate yourself. So ladies, after you watch this, you can go into the description. Men too, hold on. You can go to the description, get the link that's to a Google Doc, and you could copy and paste. There might be a link to a PDF, and you could just download that and upload that in your ChatGPT. But copy and paste in your ChatGPT, and it's a prompt that's going to lead you an evaluation type of interactive answering to see, are you lending over, bending over. The other thing is, men, if you want to go ahead and take an evaluation of when you encounter of how she is, her access. How can you learn what type of woman are you, how to evaluate the woman you're encountering of how she's doing and giving access, then there's a prompt for you too. So there's one for men and there's one for women. You could take that, put it in your ChatGPT or Grok or any other type of AI chat interaction, and you can evaluate yourself. So check that out. It's gonna be a learning curve, all right? Ladies, if you lend over, you bend over. Meaning, this is not just about sex. This is about access. If you lend your attention too easily, you bend your standards. You lend your emotions too quickly, you bend your discernment. When you lend over your body without wisdom, you bend over your peace. If you lend over your time to wrong men, you bend over your future. So, we're going to deal with 8 areas that you lend over, and those areas is why you bend over, that will lead you to the bed getting bent over. And if you want more control over that, we're going to expose you. We want to give you clarity. We want to give you some insight about maybe behaviors that you need to change or things to look out for to help you make better decisions. All right? So this is 8 areas, and we're going to deal with number 1, the reckless hook. All right, ladies, think about it. Now, before you get mad, if you haven't got mad already, listen to the message, because I'm not talking about just your body. I'm talking about your access. See, people hear this phrase and they think physical first. But the deeper lesson is that bending starts before the bedroom, okay? So hear this clearly. Most people don't fall all at once. They lean first. That's the key. They lean into the conversation. They lean into the attention. They lean into the flirting. They lean into the fantasy. They lean into the emotional high. Then later, they wonder why they bent their standards. Listen, you didn't just bend over physically. You bent your boundaries first. 2, lending attention. Let's go. What does this mean? Attention is the first access point. Before a person gets your body, they usually get your attention, right? Makes sense, correct? Some men don't have to earn you. They just have to entertain you long enough. That's where the door opens. He texts at the right time, says the right things, make you laugh, gives you that little bit of rush. Now your attention is locked in. But attention is not harmless, right? Yeah. Attention creates familiarity. Familiarity creates comfort. Comfort lowers resistance. Lower resistance bends boundaries. So if you lend over, you bend over. And with your attention, if you lend your attention to the wrong man long enough, eventually your standards start negotiating. Stop giving premium attention to budget behavior. 3, lending your mouth. Talking too much can create emotional access. See, he ran through your mouth because you talk too much. And see, when you talk, your mouth got ran through first because you talk too much. Okay? Here it is. Some women didn't get exposed physical first. They got exposed verbally. They told too much, shared too much, explained too much, opened up too fast. They gave private information to someone that did not earn private access. Now he knows your wounds, he knows your loneliness, he knows your triggers, he knows what you want to hear. If he is manipulative, now you gave him the map, right? Listen to this. Everybody who listens is not safe. Some people are just collecting information. Social media is not the only one that's in collecting information so they can know what to advertise to you. The more information I have, the more I can advertise to you on what you're looking for, and I can pretend to be anything. You see what I'm saying? So just like the algorithms in the system with social media, Google, online, and they collect your data so they can put before you what you want to see so you can buy, same thing. If you lend over, you bend over. What I want you to repeat this. If you lend your mouth to the wrong person, you may bend your discernment because now they know exactly how to play your emotion. 4, you lend over your emotion. Emotional access is deeper than physical access. Some women are not physically involved, but emotionally they are already attached. Hear me on this. You can be celibate and still be emotionally ran through. Because some people think if nothing physical happens, I'm safe. They think they're safe. No. If he has your mood, if he controls your peace, if one text from him ruins your day or makes your day too much, but ruins your day, if his attention determines your confidence, he already has access. Think about that. Emotional access without commitment creates confusion. There's nothing wrong with giving access to your emotions. It's when you give access to your emotions to the degree with no commitment, you're going to be confused. You start acting like girlfriends without covenant. You start sacrificing without security. You start bending your standards because your emotional already signed the contract your wisdom never approved of. Your heart moved in before the standards checked the lease. 5, lending your body. Physical access should never be separated from wisdom, value, or commitment. But hear me out, okay? Say this with me. Your body is not casual. Your body is not a free trial. Your body is not proof that you're lovable. I know we always try to get into a system or a program that give you free trial, and that's how you think of yourself, right? Now think about it. If you did get a free trial for someone, the more valuable that company feels about their situation, the minimum the free trial they give you. First month, first week, you only get 2 days, you only get 7 days. And we kind of think that's cool because it's a safe place, right? Let me say this real close, all right? How many subscriptions, how many trials did you start? Streaming service, fitness place, and you knew you wasn't even going. You just did it to watch that one show. You just did it to get to see if it works, and you out. You use their resources. You didn't care. You knew, I'm just going to get the subscription, and they gave me a 30-day free trial, and I'm going to end it as soon as I get done this movie. I don't even care. I ain't pay a dime. That's you. That's you. They went in for your free trial that you easily gave, and they wasn't even going to commit sorry. But that's the truth. I'm going to give you some things on reason why you don't give a free trial. Your body is not proof that you're lovable. Some women give physical access, you lend it over, because they're hoping it creates an emotional security. But physical access does not force a man to value you. If he did not value your mind, if he did not value your time, if he did not value your emotions, if he did not value your peace, why would you physically give him access suddenly thinking he's going to be honorable? No. So if you lend over, you bend over. Meaning, if you lend your body without wisdom, you may bend your peace, trying to recover from somebody who never planned to stay, right? Here it is. Don't give husband level access to a man with stranger level commitment. 6, lending your time. Time is an access too. Some women lose years to men who were never serious. Some of y'all, listen, didn't get played one night. You got played installments. Listen to me. One late night call at a time. One empty promise at a time. One we'll see where this goes at a time. One situationship situation at a time. And now years pass. Time is not neutral. Whoever gets your time gets influence. Whoever gets your time gets emotional weight. Whoever gets your time gets access to your future. You can recover money. You can rebuild confidence. But wasted years hit different. When you lend over, you bend over. So, if you lend over your time to the wrong man, you will bend your future around his confusion. Long as he don't know, you will bend all around accommodating his own I don't knows. 7, know your value. Let's think of a store, a valuable store. Know your value, because people don't even walk into stores they know they can't afford. That line is powerful. Now listen, let's break it down. A man that sees a store that he know he can't afford usually don't even walk in that store. He don't even walk in. Why? Because he already knows the price is above his budget, is above his character. Access is too easy. People treat valuable things like this cheap. Cheap access creates careless behavior. If he doesn't have the character to pay to get in, if he doesn't have the mindset, the value is not about his wallet. The value is not about his bank account. The value of that he pays is out of his character, his effort, the fact that his mindset, clever, hit the way he talks. He's able to pay the price to afford you if you know your value. If you treat it cheap, then any man can say, oh, I could get that with less character. I could get that with less intelligence. I could get that with less anything. Let me get close again. If you have a cheap store that sell cheap, most people are going to run to the store that sells cheap. So you have a valuable store and they sell something similar. Most people with less quality or can't afford, or they live a certain lifestyle that's kind of low, they will go to the cheap store because at least I can enjoy some level of that, right? But when you go to a store that has quality, the material is different. It lasts longer. You treat it better. They make it different. So ladies, the more women that are lending over to bend over makes it harder for those that are not to lend over to bend over. The thing is, it's a smart, wise man that is going to live a level that can earn and qualify going to the store that's worth the quality. So do not worry about how many women are lending over to bend over. It's the level of a man to discern you're the one I want because you did not lend over. Now I want to commit so you can bend over. You see what I'm saying? Cheap access creates careless behavior. So you can improve his behavior by you treating yourself valuable. And ladies, I don't know if you know, but men's Black Friday is summertime. Yep. Or when you travel. because that's when you're the cheapest. Don't get offended, but that's when y'all give more access to anything, especially on what you look like. So, but I want you to understand, even high-end stores have Black Fridays and sales and clearances. But high-end stores don't advertise like low-end stores. Yep, come on, bring it in. Clock it. High-end stores, they don't even push you. When you go into a high-end store, you got to look for where, ask where is the clearance. See, even a woman where she is giving clearance, you still have to look for it. It's not that easy. And when you do purchase product in the clearance section, guess what? It still costs more than those other stores, bars. So I want you to understand, summertime, traveling, women, y'all go on Black Friday sale. And men know it. It's not saying stop making yourself less accessible, but act like a high-end store where a man still has to look and study, ask questions just to get access. Even when you're operating at an easier level, it's still higher than the average bear. It's still higher than those other cheap stores. Don't be a cheap store. Be a high-end store, okay? If everybody can get your time, your attention, your body, your emotional energy, your vulnerability, then people stop seeing value because there is no standard at the door. Luxury does not beg for buyers. Luxury sets the price and let the people qualify. Can you say that about you? If you lend over, you bend over. Meaning what? If you lend access below your value, you will bend yourself trying to be chosen by people who could never afford your peace. Or you. 8. The peace test. Now let's go through the peace test. The final standard of peace. Not butterflies, not lust, not chemistry, not attention. Peace. The peace of God, if more specific. Stop asking, do I like him? Do we fit? Start asking. Now I have access to him. Does he give me peace? Do I get provision? Since everybody want to claim providing, they only think about the money. He shall also provide security and peace. He shall also provide certainty. So when you access his life, what peace do you have? Hear me out. Does he make you clearer or more confused? Does he make you more grounded or more anxious? Does he respect your boundaries or test them a lot? Does he bring stability or emotional chaos? Does he protect your value or consume your access for himself? Ladies, the goal is not to be hard. The goal is to guard your heart with wisdom. You're not a store with no security. You're not a house with no locks. You're not a heart with no gate. If you lend over, you bend over. So stop lending access to people who cannot afford your value. Protect your peace, protect your gate, and know your worth. If you want to stop bending over, stop lending over. If you want to stop bending over in the bedroom, stop lending over when you meet them. Too much access. You have control over the access. All right. So I hope this piece gave you peace.
Time.